Valorant has kicked off its 2023 season with an absolute bang. The VCT Lock-in tournament has been a huge success. Clocking in at a peak viewership of 883,000, we can definitely say that Valorant is here to stay for another year. VCT Lock-in featured all 32 partner teams from every region, including China, to battle it out in a single elimination bracket until the Final Four. When this format was released, many fans and pros were disappointed in the single elimination format as it didn't allow for the new teams to really show off what they had. When Lock-in started though, the single elimination turned into the best case scenario. We got some of the most intense Valorant gameplay yet. Because the stakes were so high, everyone had to bring their A game. VCT Lock-in was separated into two brackets, Alpha and Omega. Two teams from each bracket would move on to the playoffs, where they play a best of 5 until the final matchup. The winner receives an extra slot for their respected region at VCT Masters in Japan. The Alpha bracket kicked off with a banger of a matchup between the Optic Core, now NRG, and Koi Esports. NRG paved the way for the rest of the tournament, coming in as one of the stronger teams. Watching them first was a treat for everyone. The Alpha bracket was also extremely hyped because there are a bunch of old school core teams such as Loud, NRG, Evil Geniuses, and DRX, playing against newly formed squads like Karmine Corp, Giants Gaming, and Talon Esports. In the Alpha bracket, every old school team except for PlayerX, who faced off against Cloud9, moved on to the second bracket. The quarterfinals were stacked with matchups between NRG and Giants, Loud and Karmine Corp, DRX and Cloud9, and EG and Talon Esports. As the competition gets more intense, the gameplay gets even better. The biggest matchup of this bracket was the DRX versus C9 matchup. Coming into 2023, C9 was looking to be one of the strongest teams with the addition of superstar Ye, but the match between C9 and DRX couldn't have gone worse for C9. They lost 2-1 and were sent packing home early. The Alpha bracket semifinals featured the best match of the tournament, the iconic and classic Loud versus NRG matchup. The Loud Core and the former Optic Core, now NRG, have faced each other 7 times in the 2022 VCT season, so we all knew this game was going to be crazy, and crazy it was. Both teams had one map each, and the final map went into 9 overtime rounds with a back and forth between the two teams. It was anyone's game, but Loud came out on top at the end, winning 18-16 and moving on to the playoffs, sending NRG home. This matchup was peak Valorant gameplay, and this is only the first tournament of the year. We cannot wait to see what is in store for us throughout 2023. After beating C9, DRX was on a high and pushed through, beating fellow APAC team Talon Esports to make it to the playoffs. With the Alpha bracket completed, we got our first 2 teams in the playoffs, both of them old school teams as well, Loud and DRX. Moving on to the Omega bracket. After the intense Alpha bracket was completed, we got to watch it all over again with 16 different teams. Same setup, same stakes, same insane gameplay. The teams to look out for in the Omega bracket were the old school FPX squad, now under Na'Vi, Leviathan, 100 Thieves, Sentinels, and Fnatic. All of these teams kept their core members from the 2022 season, so we were expecting some great gameplay. Na'Vi looked unstoppable in the Omega bracket, making it to the playoffs without dropping a single map against their opponents. Leviathan gave them a run for their money, but it wasn't enough to stop the squad of Shao, Zippin, Sugetsu, and Angel from dominating the competition. On the other side of the bracket, 100 Thieves and Fnatic both showed off their style, making it to the final matchup between them. 100 Thieves fell hard against Fnatic, as Fnatic moved on to the playoffs with Na'Vi. The final 4 teams will face off later this week, with matchups between Loud and DRX, and then Na'Vi versus Fnatic. All 4 of these teams are old school squads who have been on the world stage before, so we are bound to see some insane gameplay during these best of 5s. If you're interested in the stats of the games, map picks and bans, and so much more about these games, then sign up for our beta at playerx.gg, where we are combining fantasy, esports, and streaming all into one platform for you, the fans, to soak in everything about competitive esports. Check out our website in our bio below. With the final 4 matchups about to begin later this week, who are you hoping takes the crown and wins VCT Lock in São Paulo? And what matchup was the biggest upset for you? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.